We're officially less than 2 months away from Apple's September event where they're going to reveal the new iPhone 17 Pro Max alongside the entire iPhone lineup, and I think this is going to be a much better phone than we think. So in this video, I'm going to go through 7 new leak updates, starting with number 1, which is a brand new MagSafe magnet layout design. As you can see right here, the MagSafe magnets have been completely redesigned with the bottom section of the circle cut down to essentially consolidate it and make it smaller than before. Now, why would Apple do this? Well, because of this huge camera bump redesign on both of the Pro models. And the big reason is this glass window, which you can see on these dummy models. Essentially, what we're gonna have is a window for the MagSafe wireless charging to work, which means that Apple has to move the entire magnetic array down lower so that your accessories do not interfere with the camera bump. Now, moving on to update number 2, because of this entire design change with MagSafe, Apple is actually gonna be moving the Apple logo for the first time in many years, almost a decade, and it's for the same exact reasons. Because of this window, if Apple keeps the Apple logo in the same spot, it's gonna look really weird and off-center. And this gives further proof that Apple is 100% going with this new glass window, and they're basing everything off of this new design with the window added, which of course we've had on the dummies. Now, moving on to leak update number 3, we have a huge new leak from Fixed Focus Digital in terms of the chip lineup for the 17 series, which is a bit disappointing for the 17 Pro. Now, previously, Ming-Chi Kuo predicted that only the Pro models would be getting the A19 Pro chip, which would make them much faster than, let's say, the 17 Air, which was going to get a regular A19 chip, while the iPhone 17 was apparently going to remain with the same A18 chip that it already has. However, Fixed Focus Digital just leaked on Weibo that all of the iPhone 17 models will be getting new A19 chips, and that the 17 Air will actually also get an A19 Pro, which is crazy since this is going to be a super thin device and it's not really branded a Pro device like these ones are. However, it's only going to have a 5-core GPU instead of 6 cores on the Pro models. Now, moving on to leak update number 4, also from Digital Chat Station on Weibo, the iPhone 17 Pro models will actually retain the 5x Tetra Prism telephoto camera that we currently have, but they're going to be upgraded to high density sensors, so 48 megapixels. So for the first time ever, we're going to have triple 48 megapixel cameras on the back, which is absolutely awesome. Now, it was actually previously rumored that Apple would downgrade to a new 3.5x telephoto camera in order to basically give them more space and optimize it better, and seeing as the megapixel size would get better, but no, thankfully we're sticking to 5x. And this means that the telephoto quality should be the best of the best, probably beating out the S25 Ultra, seeing as Apple has really good optimization and they use deep fusion, giving you even more sharpness and quality. Now, moving on to leak update number 5, Digital Chat Station also said that all of the iPhone 17 models will feature a redesigned dynamic island with a new Smart Island UI. Now, previously, this leak was destined only for the Pro Max model, which Jeff Poo said this one specifically would be getting the new smaller dynamic island, kind of like an exclusive feature to help you upgrade. But no, it looks like Apple's gonna redesign it for all of them at the same time. This most likely means that the dynamic island will now get smaller when it's not actively in use to make it less distracting for watching content and movies and everything else. Now, how is Apple gonna do this? Well, we've had rumors for years that Apple is planning on sort of consolidating the Face ID sensors into a smaller package. And this, of course, will help the new 17 models look different compared to the 16 models, at least on the front, sort of like how the iPhone 13 came with a smaller notch compared to the iPhone 12 and the 11 and 10, so that gives you more usable space. Now, moving on to leak update number 6, we just got confirmation from Instant Digital that we will be seeing a full-fledged aluminum frame on both of these Pro models. No more titanium whatsoever, it's gone. No more stainless steel like we've had for so many years since the iPhone 10, at least stainless steel or titanium, that's gone. We're going back to aluminum, which is just crazy. He also confirmed that we're going back to aluminum and the glass window for MagSafe. Now, why would Apple, after so many years of using either of those stainless steel or titanium materials on flagship iPhones, go back to cheap seeming aluminum? Well, there are 4 good reasons for that. Reason number 1 is the cost. Apple might be struggling to maintain their profit margins with rising material costs and everything else, and maybe they've realized that it's much more worth it just to go back to aluminum and save some money instead of having to be forced to raise prices again, which leads to less sales. So I think Apple knows what they're doing. Reason number 2 is that aluminum is much more easy to mill, just like they do for their MacBooks, where they take a solid big block of aluminum and they mill the internal design to give you that beautiful unibody chassis. This is actually exactly what we're expecting for the new Pro models with this large camera bump on the back. Now, why would Apple do this? Well, because it gives them more internal space to work with, because if you look at this little camera bump, that's extra internal space if they mill it from the inside, which means they have more depth for larger camera sensors, or maybe even on the other side, the ability to stack multiple components right there to save more internal space to give you bigger batteries. Reason number 3 is that aluminum is lighter than titanium, so maybe Apple wants to keep the weight down to compete better with the S25 Ultra, which right now is quite a bit lighter than the 16 Pro Max. And of course, we know that the 17 Pro Max is going to be even bigger, thicker, and heavier with much better battery life, so they probably want to help the weight stay down. Reason number 4 is that aluminum is much better at heat dissipation compared to stainless steel and titanium, so if faster chip performance and less overheating is the goal, you can't really get any better than aluminum. And this actually brings me to point number 7, which is the new vapor chamber cooling system. The crazy thing about the new iPhone 17 Pro models is that the new vapor chamber cooling system is a first for Apple, but it's also going to do something that nobody else has done before. It's going to connect to the main camera as well as the regular chip all at once, which is going to be an industry first. The fact that Apple is going to use the vapor chamber to cool down the main camera sensor shows that they're planning some absolutely insane and powerful new camera features, like potentially 8K video, which is extremely demanding on the processor and can quickly cause it to overheat, as we've seen in the past with some Samsung phones. So the vapor chamber cooler will ensure that everything stays nice and cool so that you could record for great lengths of time. And there you guys go. Those were 7 new leak updates for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Let me know your favorite one or what you're looking forward to down in the comment section below, and subscribe above for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.